Jumbo, but it's decent. Might
better than your last two.
It might be tangled in something too. I'm not sure what's going on. I think he's all spun around. Oh, it's a catfish.
Oh shit. Good one.
It's like, that doesn't feel like a fish. That doesn't feel like a sturgeon.
That's a decent little channel.
Porker.
Oh yeah.
His gill's all bloody there.
A little chunker. I wonder if he choked it. Might be eating them.
Nah, he's lip hooked.
Well, he still might be eating them. I don't know. Let's see.
It's a clean channel though.
What do we think? Do we think the chemicals are real? Or...
I'd eat fish out of here all day. I eat fish out of Minnesota, so.
It's not a bad fish. What do we think? Should we bring him home? He might be good to fry up tomorrow.
Bonk 'em.
Bonk 'em. Bonk 'em. I got the ice and everything.
Yep. Cut his gill, put him on the ice.
Look at his gill there. See how red it is?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's because the line.
Yeah, the line.
He was swimming with it for a minute, and I was like, "What is going on?"
It's weird because usually they'll just book it hard, you know.
Well, he picked it up and just started swimming upstream.
I think we're gonna have some fried catfish, boys and girls. Got a nice keeper right there.
I think, yeah, it's clean, no warts on it.
Yeah, no herpesipilitis.
He actually still has the dots, which are nice. The young dots, almost, you know.
Where?
A few of the light black dots. You can see a few of them along here. The freckles.
Yeah.
He hasn't lost them all yet.
His one eyeball's sort of goofy.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like he lost an eye, but he's blind in one eye. Cataract. Yeah, I friggin' swallowed like a 12-aught circle hook and an 8-inch.
Three little fuckers.
Yeah, it was like the first day the water hit 60 degrees, too.
Oh, yeah.
Caught a bunch of flats that night, too. All small, but a bunch of them.
What is going on? Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed us out last night on the Mighty St. Croix catching some fish. Caught a bunch of sturgeon, which was awesome. That's sort of what we were going for. We also caught this nice channel cat here that we decided to take home and eat. So we're gonna clean this thing up. I got a certain way to clean them up. I guess it's sort of the way that we do it up here in the north. A lot different from how they do it down south, skinning it and stuff. I'm gonna fillet it up just like a walleye. Super easy, gives you a super good fillet. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and then we're going to cook it up. So it should be good. Stay tuned if you want to see some good looking fish. Alright, so we got him laid out on the board here. He's been on ice overnight. Cut his gills, let him bleed out. That's probably the best way to get the best meat out of a channel cat, or really pretty much any fish for the most part. Let them bleed out. So I got them on my board here. As you can see, the spine runs this way. So I'm going to turn them on the side. And sort of what you got to do is there's his cheek bone right here, I guess, or his gill plate. And that's where you're going to start. And you're just going to sort of slide down there up to his head, go along the spine there. I'll show you how to do it. This is sort of the best method that I've found for cleaning them. It saves you a lot of effort trying to pull the skin off with a pair of pliers and stuff like that. So what you do is just follow it down the side here. Hopefully you guys can see that. You just want to follow that backbone down. Get a good sharp knife is key. So when you get back here to the tail portion, you can slide your knife all the way through and have it come out by the rear fin there, and then you can just follow along. Don't cut towards yourself, kids. Just like that. I like to leave the tail section attached, and you're going to see why in a second. And you sort of just follow it along just like you would any other fish. Here is sort of the only spot that's a little different, because you got to sort of follow along his ribs. So I like to flip them up like that if he'll stay put. Just get in there. This sort of top piece is going to be a little narrow because he's got the ribs come out a long ways. So you can sort of get in there and just cut it like that. And then when I get it sort of freed up, and you can see here is his ribs, you can cut just like that along the ribs through the skin if you can. Skin's pretty tough on these guys. Sometimes you sort of got to go this way. Ah, he's so slippery, can't get a hold of him. There we go. Oh man. Follow it down. You'll feel where the ribs end, and then you can go back down to the backbone there. You're missing a little bit of belly meat and stuff on that, but on these fish I don't even really like to eat that, because that's where all the stuff, the bad stuff, the chemicals in the water and stuff all sort of settles in the lower portion of the meat. Some people really like the belly meat. It's just not something I do for the fish around here that I'm catching. So then that's why we left that skin attached, so we can hold on to it. Fillet it off. And you got a good portion of clean meat. Now what you want to do when you prep this to eat is you want to split it right down the center here like this and like this, and then clean off all this dark meat. I'll show you guys that when I get ready to cook it up later. I'm going to quick clean the other side. What is going on? Welcome back. We're in the kitchen here. It's Monday night. Weekend got busy. I didn't get time to cook this catfish up for you guys, but tonight we're going to cook it up and see how it turns out. So I've had this catfish in the fridge soaking in some cold salt water for about 48 hours now. It's nice and firm and white. Sort of the only thing we're going to have to do is remove this sort of fat tissue layer on the back side. That's what holds a lot of the fishy flavor, and then split it down the middle. There's a little bit of a mud vein there. So what I do is I pretty much just go ahead and fillet off this fatty mud tissue layer on the skin side of the catfish. I know some people don't do this, but I think it improves the flavor a lot of the fish. Pretty much just want to get off any and all of that red meat. So I will do that and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, so I pretty much got 90% of that mud fatty meat off the back. As you can see, there's still a strip down the middle here, so what I do is simply just split this right down the middle. There's a little piece of skin right there, just take that piece off. Simply split this straight down the middle to take out that mud line of the fillet. So there's one side. And there's the other side, so it just leaves you with this little strip of meat there, which is the mud line. So now you have two perfectly beautiful, clean pieces of white meat. So I'm going to spin you guys over to the stove and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. Alright, so we got all of our ingredients out here that I'm going to be using to fry up this fish. I got the chopped up catfish nuggets. I got my batter, which what I'm running for batter is Louisiana Cajun fish fry spicy. That stuff is the bomb. And what I'm going to be frying in, something special. This is rendered bear grease or bear lard that I rendered down myself this spring off the bear I shot up in Canada. But if you don't have that, you don't need it. You can use Crisco, vegetable oil, olive oil, butter, whatever you like to fry with. So I got my cast iron pan warming up over here. I'm going to throw some of this lard in, get it melted, get it nice and hot, and we're going to start frying. Alright, so I got everything set up here. I'm just going to be doing straight fish batter fry. I'm not going to be dipping it in any milk or egg or anything like that. It turns out pretty well when you do it like that. It's a much lighter breading. It's more of like a seasoning than it is like a heavy breading. So I just got my bear grease over here heating up. When this gets nice and hot, I'm going to start dipping and frying. Well, this is what we ended up with, a bomb-looking plate of hot, spicy, delicious catfish nuggets. I already tried a couple, they're great, but I will swing you around and I'll show you me eating some, because I guess that's what you do when you make a catch and cook. I guess you gotta eat some on camera. These are extraordinarily hot. I'm trying to find one that's not gonna burn the piss out of my mouth, but let's just go for it. Well, don't mind the dog barking. I guess she wants a piece of catfish too. Be quiet, guys. I'm gonna actually let these cool down. Give me one. Alright, so I let them cool down for a second, but I'll fire one down. It's pretty good. It's a little bit spicy, but I think that works perfect with the fish flavor. The bear fat pretty much has no gamey taste or anything like that. It just tastes like fried fish. I think it turned out really good. So I'm going to sit down and eat this fried fish, bunch of veggies from my garden. I'll catch you on the next one where we're going to go out fishing. We're heading back to the river Friday.